my lovelies, BandEadd here. How are you? So today I decided to do a little something different on my channel. I am going to do a story time video. Of course I'm gin-fluencing while I am going to tell this story. I just love to have a gin in my hand. So about 2 years ago I did my J1 in America, which basically is kind of a holiday visa for students that they can go over, work in America and then go and do a shit ton of traveling after, which is exactly what I did. I did my J1 in Myrtle Beach. I actually worked in Build-A-Bear workshop. I had an amazing summer there, and straight after Myrtle Beach I packed my bags and off I went traveling around America with my friends. I was fortunate enough to go to Vegas, LA, San Francisco, New York, Long Island, Boston and Washington DC. One of the most interesting trips, however, on this month-long journey was my visit to LA. When myself and my friends were planning our travel trip around America, each one of us took a different destination. I took Vegas and I booked us into the Excalibur, which is like this massive castle, and it was so much fun. It was one of the coolest hotels I've stayed in, and Vegas was definitely one of the best places I've ever been. Straight after Vegas we headed to LA, which was the complete polar opposite holiday to what Las Vegas was. AKA it was a bit shite. My friend Orla had planned LA, and as I'm sure you know, LA is super expensive and it's really difficult to get accommodation there. Eventually she came across this hotel that, you know, was a little bit cheaper than the rest of the places and looked pretty nice. So we booked it. We flew into LAX, and on the way to our hotel, Orla decided to do some Googling on the hotel and where it was and what we would be doing there. It came to her attention that the hotel had recently, over the last few years, had a name change. What we were checking into was Stay on Main, which was formerly the Cecil Hotel, aka the most haunted hotel in America, aka the hotel that American Horror Story is based off. So obviously we're checking in and we have just discovered this, so you know, we're shitting ourselves. We check in, we go into this like random room with this big red hand chair in it, and it's these like creaky bunk beds. One of the other people sharing the room with us is a hooker who actually ended up stealing my roommate's makeup bag worth probably like €100. That was the first kind of alarm bell. Then we decided to walk around the area. We were also unaware at that time that the hotel was located on Skid Row. So as soon as it was dark, it was probably one of the scariest places I've ever been, as in like we didn't even feel comfortable going for dinner in the evenings. So I mean, that was ideal. So we found ourselves pretty much stuck in the hotel, which was just fabulous, as you can imagine. I'm a curious character, and if I hear one thing I have to keep reading. So I decided to do some research on the hotel while we were staying in it, which I mean was just a terrible idea altogether, but you know, gonna need some more gin to tell this story. This hotel has been known for various suicides, deaths, haunting, mysterious bodies. I think there was a body found in a mattress. The Night Stalker stayed there at one stage. The Black Dahlia stayed there at one stage. Like, it is literally one of the creepiest places you can imagine. A newborn was thrown out the window in 1924. But most recently, as most of you will know, the tragic story of Eliza Lamb, who went missing in 2013, which was just a few years before our visit. We had absolutely no knowledge of this before we checked in, and it was only after we checked in that we found out about this. Basically, Eliza Lamb was a student who went missing. The only form of evidence they had after her disappearance was a video of her acting very strangely in an elevator. Turns out this is the elevator that we were actually standing in, and I have in my vlog from America as well. Eliza went missing and no one had any clue where she went. And eventually 2 weeks later, I'm pretty sure, they found her body floating in a water tank above the building. There's still no explanation as to what happened, but a lot of people had been bathing in and drinking the water, which is just absolutely horrific. So all in all, you can only imagine how we felt checking into the Stay on Main for our first night. The first night I really did not sleep very well. I was so nervous and I felt like there was someone over me when I was sleeping. Now, I'm a very nervous person at night time, so it was probably just completely in my head, but I felt so uncomfortable. As well, the next day I remember having to have a shower because we had been traveling, like we had no other option, and I really did not want to use the shower. So I remember kind of like going into the water like this and then like scrubbing my hair and then like putting my head back and scrubbing my hair again. Yeah, I still kind of regret the fact that I showered in there. Like whenever I think about it, I just get the heebie-jeebies. Like it's just Then the next day, I mean, this hotel for me was just like insane. Like, I'm not gonna do a whole history relapse of everything that happened there. You can Google that yourself, but definitely type in the Cecil Hotel and read up on it. It is one of the most insane venues ever, and I actually had to watch American Horror Story after to be like, I stayed there, I put myself through this willingly. On our second night, the hooker left. She also left these massive heels behind and a bag of weed. An old woman checked into our room who, interestingly, was traveling around America visiting all of the labyrinths that they had in America. She was pretty mad. She was lovely, but she was mad. She carried around a foxtail in her bag, and she decided to do a reading with us that night. So she had all these cards and she would like read our future. That was one of the freakiest things ever. I can't explain it. It was the weirdest hotel experience of my life. I can't believe I stayed there. What the hell? Traveling around America was absolutely amazing, but I have to say I just really did not enjoy LA because of where we were staying. It just wasn't a good location, and we were pretty broke at the time, so we couldn't afford to stay anywhere nicer. So if I have any advice to anyone who wants to go to LA, go over there when you have a little bit more cash. I have since found out, I literally just googled it there, looked at the hotel, it's been permanently closed. So I mean, that says it all for you, doesn't it? Nonetheless, it is a great story to tell, and that's exactly why I decided to tell it on my YouTube today. I just think it's absolutely mad that myself and my friends stayed there, and it's definitely a story to tell the grandchildren. That is my video for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have stayed in any freaky hotels or even been to any freaky venues, leave it down below. I want to hear about all your horror stories because I don't know, can you top mine? I don't know. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Bye!